Is the crypto cycle over? That is the question on everyone's minds out here, friends. Remember what we're here to do. We're here to grow the pie bigger. Is the pie growing? No, it's not so far. We have to wait until things get better, but we've been waiting a very long time, okay? And there are some confusing things. I'm going to show you as well, friends. Uncle Bobby's made a post saying, up until this point, the monthly 4-year cycle has remained intact. But now odds Bitcoin's 4-year cycles peaked exceed 50%. I wish there's no certainty. It's kind of like, okay, it's more than 50% chance that the cycle's over. I suspect we're going very soon to see a sharp rally form from here. The reaction will be key and the last chance for bulls to right this ship to another high. So he's basically what he's just suggesting. He's like, look, we probably are done with that first wave of Selly McSells, okay? The first wave of Selly McSells out here, which I'll just show you on the monthly chart, and it will be the next month, okay? Are we going to do the little wiki wick rejection and do that? Or is it going to be friendship where we actually engulf the candle? What's it going to be? If you look at the past 4-year cycle, this is what happened, right? There was just like, this is what happened, right? So we had a little relief in Feb and then March of 2022, but then the red candle just literally reversed it all. So that's what it's all going to come down to. Which, of course, we want more answers, don't we? We always want more answers, friends. But, you know, there's just crazy things are happening. Like Bitcoin dominance is still red on the weekly super trend. Traditionally, this means to have Ethereum. In the past, when this flipped green, it meant exit ETH and go back into Bitcoin. And I have a zoom up of what it looked like, friends, back in 2022, where, look, it flipped green, it faked out, and then it came back for the second time. Pretty much it was Bitcoin dominance up only. Okay? But now we're seeing the opposite. Now it's done a fake out of the sells. Look, can't argue. Like, what does it mean, man? What does it mean? But, you know, everyone, look, what people will say is, remember, no one owns Ethereum. They don't talk about Ethereum. Uncle Bobby, everybody hates Ethereum. They only hold the Bitcoin pretty much. And they go, oh, Bitcoin's a leader. So it's like, it's outside of everybody's paradigm to see an Ethereum run, right? What if, man, like, what if Ethereum breaks the all-time high, but Bitcoin doesn't? What if Ethereum goes to 7,000? Bitcoin stays at like 120, right? That would be an ETH BTC ratio of 0.05833. Let me actually show you that. Well, if you're curious as well. Where would that ETH BTC ratio give? It's actually within the realms of possibility. If you look at the ETH BTC, it actually gets back to the Ethereum spot ETF. Bitcoin goes to 120K, but Ethereum goes to 7,000. So there'll be the ETH BTC up here. I know, friends. It's tough, man. What do we do, man? Like we're here. We're doing our best. No love for soy boy bears who have weak hands. That's all we're doing. We're trying to do our best. Eyeballs will pop when the spoon gets them. This is awesome. Super Sommy. Well done, Mr. Hexjam Hex. Wow, that's... I've got Maria's underpants as well. Thank you. Mr. Matt Smead as well. We have Matty Boo out here. Hey, Sommy. I rarely post, but I had to today. I entered crypto in 2020. I came across Hex Pulse 2 years ago. I've watched the majority of crypto experts over the years, and you, sir, produced the highest value crypto content. This year, I onboarded 6 family members. Sorry, sir. Yeah, I'm just joking. Sorry. We have to laugh. We have to laugh. They're in their 40s and 50s with no socials. Just one-on-one real-life talk. They invested over 200 grand. They want to call me a scammer now, but they see I'm balls deep invested, so they relax. My portfolio's down 20% just today. But I wake up today feeling optimistic about 2026, especially since people must think otherwise. You said it, 2025, year of the snake. Coles said to Sally May and go away. Guess not. Oh, yeah, remember that? Yeah? Sally May go away. Remember selling on the Trump tariff tantrum? At 75K, went up. They got it wrong. Okay? He thinks bottom signal. Thank you, Mr. Ashy Boo. 2026, year of the fire horse. To glory or the nearest McDonald's job. Thank you so much, sir. Friendship confirmed. 100% friendship confirmed. Thank you very much. That's great to see. So, there's a lot of first times, friends. There's a lot of first times. And, look, I told you, dude, like even asking here, can we have a bear market when everyone is calling for a bear market? Okay, because, friends, when everyone's calling for a bear market, it means they're sidelined. It means they have a lot of capital to put in. And the bull market dies when you run out of buyers. There's plenty of buyers potential here. It's just that they're thinking about Bitcoin 70K. Man, what if Ethereum just goes on an up-only run? They're just going to deploy that Bitcoin stuff they have to just buy Ethereum. You saw what they did with Zcash. We're watching it right now. Be careful of Zcash and everything out here, okay? Because it went up 20x. It is play to win, though, friends. We have to play to win. What do? You sell and leave? We're all like that, friends. We can't, look, we can't ignore some like these striking facts. So, look, I show you this PMI all the time, all right? Look, we got to have a orange juice glass half full approach. So the PMI has been trashed for 36 months in a row. It's literally a black swan level of duration in 140 years of data. Yeah, actually goes before trading view. 140 years of data, never been this bad for this long. There was always a recovery somewhere earlier. And the past 3 crypto cycles was 6, 12, and 10 months of badness. We are 36, right? We are 3 times longer than the worst. But look, we got to think about it like this, okay? We got to think about it like, well, crypto was still able to grow in a bad PMI environment. Yeah, it was. We were able to do that. We're able to achieve something in a bad PMI environment. So it makes you think, man, how high can we go when the PMI turns good? And then obviously leads you to the question I see Adzi asking in my telegrams all the time. Hey, what made the PMI turn up last time? Good question, sir. Look, what turned up last time was literally, this is why it was suspicious. And there's, friends, whenever there's bad PMI, something bad in the world happens and they print money. Okay, every time. Okay, they print money, they give a lot to their friends and family, and they give the people some candy and the people spend. And the positive flywheel happens, okay? So what happened in 2020? The zombie virus happened. They printed money, they handed out stimulus packages, rates went to 0, and that made the PMI go up. But here's the thing, man. If you go back before that, in 2017 cycle, friends, the PMI did not go up for money printing here. They were hiking rates. You see why it's confusing? But Trump was president back then as well. They were hiking rates, and the PMI went up. China printed. The US dollar went down. So the US dollar going down and China printing was, I guess, enough stimulus for the world that just naturally recovered. It just been enough time for whatever. And look what happened. The PMI just went up. We actually had the biggest alt season of all time. We didn't need money printing at all. Okay? But here we are now. So that's why people are saying, well, I guess that's what they're probably going to try, the whole money printing thing now. They might try it, friends. You know, we'll see. But we're already seeing, you know, the TGA restarting, US government, interest rate cuts. How many cuts? Like 25 is not going to do anything. They need to cut like 200 basis points. They need to like do some QE. They could sprinkle something. I want you to be remembered as well. In 2021, we started the year with PMI 58. I want you to know that as well. Okay, so you can see that in 2021, friends, in what you call the bull market year, the year started PMI at 58 right here. Okay, so everything that happened, Dogecoin mania, Solana, big run-up, Phantom, BNB season, Pancake run, everything that went up, friends, Hex, all of the moves we saw, NFT, JPEG, everything, right? It was all PMI 58, okay? So people were acting very confident about the future, weren't they? They were spending hot. Even though they were saying, it's funny, their words were saying, oh, it's totally going to get bad. I'm really, really worried about supply chains and the zombie virus spreading. They were saying that, but they weren't acting like that. They were acting really confident, PMI high. But right now, people are acting like it's all over. They've been acting like it's all over for 36 months. So something's got to give. They've made the people too poor. Everybody's starting to ask about Israel and America relations. You know, like we're asking too many questions. They've got to like basically, they've got to feed us bread and circus. In 2021, we saw many altcoins run up because the middle class retail was optimistic about the future due to having enough cash savings to spend. Today, we are at Black Swan level month number 36 of horrible PMI, sitting at only 48 poop points. Cherry picking a few coins will get you nowhere because there's always people buying cigarettes during a recession, okay? Zcash is a cigarette during a recession, okay? A few coins, cigarette during the recession, okay? Solana got some like Ethereum, probably Ethereum market value as well, right? We're all trying to grow the pie, friends. But yeah, we need more time, man. If you go back into every crypto cycle in the past and you sold crypto when PMI was below 50, you were making a huge mistake. Huge, okay? Huge mistake. Every time. I know we've only got a sample size of 3, by the way. But, okay, I'm not I'm not giving up. I don't think this time is different. I'm just going to hold and see what happens. Okay. So that's what we've seen in the past. Selling when PMI is below 50 has always been the losing move.
What do you see?
Ivan on Tech has covered PulseChain on his show, friends. PulseChain and ProveX. And Ivan said, PulseChain has the worst tokenomics, so I understand why Richard did another sacrifice. And then he plays Ivan and Richard video clips from the past and stuff as well during this as well. So Ivan's obviously been like really digging the fangs into everything. So friends, it's a believer stuff, man. Like, do you think Richard's, do you think he's intentionally doing these just to scam everybody? The money's so little, friends. It makes like, if you're going to do a sacrifice, why do it when everything's really low here? If you wanted to just make money, I don't think it's, and but PMI is low, friends. If you're just waiting for everything, PMI is still low. Business cycles poop. Okay. Obviously, we had high hopes, man. Everyone had high hopes. As in, you thought it would get better after 4 years, and it didn't. Because it got better in three cycles. 3 years was enough, and it started cranking for a year. So by the fourth year, you had made all your money back, multiples, and more. But now we're still year 4 bleeding. Okay, and it's like this many places of crypto. Okay, and just want to show you as well, friends. Look at this. People bought this chart and got rich last cycle. See, this is Solana. This is literally the low. People literally bought this chart and got rich. Okay, so when people show you a linear chart of everything going down and they talk about levels and technical analysis, dude, they weren't here telling you to buy Solana at $9, dude. They're only saying it after, right? By the way, friends, all the biggest KOLs, they start talking to you about Solana at $200-300 anyway. You know, now they're saying, oh, I've got an indicator that says to sell. Okay, dude, whatever. Here's the Nasdaq versus gold ratio, friends. Very interesting. It's towards the tech bubble, but it's not actually through the high. This is funny. Nasdaq versus gold ratio. So it's been oscillating here. I wonder if it's going to eventually have a nice move up next year. Everyone's calling for the end. We have NVIDIA earnings next year, next week as well. Before Bitcoin dominance was like thicker on the downside, it was still at near 60%. And I was making this post, friends. Bitcoin dominance is weak during this Bitcoin collapse down to 96K. This is when Bitcoin was 96K, then went back down to 94, right? So it's signs, right? It's a key sign altcoin selling is exhausted. Let's see if it continues. Remember, not selling. This is an industry for chads only. Chads only. You got to believe in something, man. We don't know what to do. We're in literally uncharted territory. Retail's not here, but we've built the infrastructure. We have stablecoin supercycle. All the governments are in. They're using it. They're adopting it. We have privacy and, like I said, stablecoins, NFTs, DEXs, perp DEXs, all this stuff that we have, all this tech, man. It's all in smart contract land. Bitcoin has no smart contracts. Man, you know, it's really coming down to the wire, isn't it? So, once again, it's going to be a wait and see moment. Maybe we do get some sort of relief or anything out here. Oh gosh, and I really hope, man. I really hope Ethereum can do something. I know it's wild. I really hope this means something because remember on this chart, Bitcoin broke its low, and Ethereum's just holding, man. Ethereum is holding, man. It would. I wonder what would happen if Ethereum gets back to 4,000. What would happen if Ethereum got back to 4,000? That would be such a psychologically weird thing for people to say, oh, it's all over. They're probably going to keep drawing the numbers down and down and down, maybe. But, you know, one day at a time. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.